Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. If you are new here, then welcome. Thank you for tuning in to this reading and for quite literally co-creating these reading videos along with me. Because as I always say, you carry a unique soul signature and an energy, and by listening to this reading, regardless of when or where you are tuning in from, your energy actually molds the readings and co-creates them along with the collective here. So with that being said, if you would like me to channel more specifically for you and your current situation, be sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Liking and subscribing are forms of energy transfer, and these transfers of energy allow me to pick up more easily on your vibration and channel more specific messages for you. I am starting today with the Energy Oracle Cards deck as I usually do, beginning to tune into the energy of our collective. Do keep in mind, these readings are technically timeless. So whenever you align with these readings, there is most likely some kind of message here for you. But of course, I do channel many different people, situations, and connections. So always use your own intuition as a guide and only take what connects with you personally. Okay, so right away, I have the Happy Family card in the reverse position. And Divine Feminine, I feel us starting with your energy now. Of course, the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine energies are collective, global energies that are also within each of us. We all have a balance of these masculine and feminine essences within us, but we also do see these energies reflected on the external plane as well, sometimes showing up in our specific relationships, connections, sometimes showing up in environments or structures around us. So always only take the messages as they connect with you. Okay, so I'm getting the number 444 for someone right away. And with the Happy Family card reverse sitting on the root chakra, this is what is most connected with our conscious mind. And so what I'm getting is that for a Divine Feminine listening here, there may have been a situation or circumstance in your life. I'm hearing big life event recently or within the past few years that involved some kind of romantic separation, perhaps a breakup, a divorce, some kind of physical separation. If not in a romantic sense, this feels like a physical isolation. Those are the words really coming up, physical isolation. It feels like you feeling lonely, feeling as though you are very much apart from others. But what your guides want you to know, I'm hearing you've been separated so that you could be empowered. Now, for some of you, that might literally apply to a romantic situation where you had to undergo a spiritual initiation, an empowerment of sorts that could only take place through a physical separation from this person in your life. But for others of you, this could be a more generalized sense of loneliness and isolation. But the key is here that within that loneliness, there's been this initiation within you taking place spiritually. And also through that initiation, an amplification of your manifestation power, the power of your energy to manifest your desires into your physical life experience. I'm hearing like the light at the end of the tunnel. So if you feel like you've been going through a very dark or lonely time, if you feel as though metaphorically you've been in this tunnel of sorts, perhaps aiming at things manifestations, goals that for a while may have felt a bit out of reach. I feel like something is powerfully shifting. This energy has been building momentum within you through this very intense initiation. And I see things beginning to break forth into the physical world. Again, it's like that light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing going on here, for lack of a better term. Now, for some of you, you might not yet be seeing this physically evidenced in your life. But if that is the case, know that you will be seeing that physical evidence of the manifestation power that has now been amplified within you very soon in your physical life experience. Someone could be seeing butterflies as a symbol, but I'm also seeing that spiritually, you are like that butterfly. You've been in this cocoon phase, so to speak, where you felt alone, you felt isolated. And I'm just getting chills reading into your energy because there's all of this kind of swirling power around you at this energetic level. But again, I feel like it had to come through a lot of pain of some type of separation, some type of sense of loneliness or isolation. Through that time, your voice has been clarified. Quite literally, there's been a throat chakra activation. And of course, the throat chakra connects with communication, with the voice. Now, for a while, I see that this has been taking place internally. So again, it's like this momentum building, these breakthroughs happening internally. And perhaps you had this deeper level awareness that these breakthroughs were taking place, that this amplification of energy was happening, but your conscious logical mind may have doubted it at times. But now you are going to increasingly see, again, this evidence of how powerful your voice has become. This message has come out in previous readings, but I'm feeling the need to reiterate in this reading that you may have been separated from people around you or felt this sense of loneliness or isolation, or even gone through a literal romantic separation with someone very close to you in your 3D life for the purpose of clarifying, purifying your core soul frequency, which is your currency. Your energy is your currency in this world, which is why we call it an energetic current. It is where your true value lies. And in the purification of that core soul frequency, you have also, as a result of peeling back all of those layers and levels of artificial programming, come into this very rare and powerful kind of frequency, which is really just your frequency, unrestricted, uninhibited, unblocked by this artificial programming that you may have been raised in or you may have once bought into in the past. Whoa, okay, several cards flying out here. So this has also been a theme in recent reading videos, but there's someone seeing you in your power who's feeling left out of your life in some sense, because to this person, you're coming up as the goddess of the moon in the upright position, and they are coming up as being in this state of, well, it's the envy card, but I tend to, in this context, take this more as unfulfillment rather than how we literally interpret envy. So this person is feeling cut out from your energy, feeling on the outside of your life. But in a sense, that feeling of unfulfillment that is being amplified by you stepping into your power is actually them being pulled into their true power, their true nature, and their true potential. Now, this kind of a dynamic isn't restricted to romantic situations or even to specific individuals in your life. This could be a generalized theme in your life, Divine Feminine, as well, where we've been talking a lot about the 3D versus 5D split, this split in mentalities that is beginning to become more and more evident as we interact with others. So what you're going to find increasingly is that as you step into your power, others around you are going to see that self-empowerment, see that abundant, beautiful energy around you, and they're going to feel triggered to their own highest potential. This is going to illuminate their shadows, their layers of artificial programming that they've been buying into, that have been blocking or inhibiting their own core soul frequency. And you're really, energetically speaking, cutting to the core of other people. I'm hearing people feel very seen in your presence, but this is because you are someone who really knows themselves. You've come into a lot of really deep inner wisdom, whether you fully consciously connect with this or not, through this time of isolation, through a potential separation, or just through feeling lonely. You may have spent a lot of time alone in your inner world, again, purifying that core soul frequency. But as you've come into these deeper levels of self-reconnection, ironically, a side effect of that is that when you're someone who's deeply self-reconnected as you are now, when you are out and about around other people, even strangers, they are going to feel deeply seen and understood by you because of that self-reconnection, because of that connection to your inner self. Because really that connection to your true inner self is your connection to the collective consciousness, the one mind, because we are all energetically connected. So when fully connecting with yourself, you're actually breaking down barriers of separation that are artificially placed between self and other. And that is why this inner work that you've been doing is so powerful for breaking down barriers, for bringing people together, for assisting the collective in ascending into this higher level of vibration and consciousness. Now, I feel someone connected to you at a crossroads in their life with the indecision card upright and attachment in the reverse position. I feel like whoever I am channeling into here, as long as this person is at this crossroads, Spirit, the divine, is blocking this connection between the two of you from fully flourishing in the physical world. It's almost like the guides that are protecting this connection, this situation, that are surrounding both of you are saying this person must move past this crossroads of their life before you, Divine Feminine, are going to get that green light from your intuition that it's safe and right to fully reconnect in the physical with this person. Again, of course, if you desire that physical reconnection, because you are the conscious creator of your physical life experience. And just because you share a very powerful energetic and spiritual bond to this person or to anyone does not mean that you should ever forfeit your place of power or self-love in order to physically connect with that person. In fact, very often these soul connections are here to teach us how to stand in our power, how to stay in our center of gravity, energetically speaking, and to stay fully connected with our own self-love, rather than overstepping our own boundaries in order to force into place some type of physical 3D connection with that person to whom we share a soul bond, if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm getting that this person, for many of you, may be a romantic situation, but it could also be platonic. This could be, again, a generalized theme of your life, that when someone you're connected to is being pushed to release heavy, dense energy with the attachment reverse card, I'm hearing being pushed to take off the mask that's really their ego self, that's hiding artificially their true soul nature. As long as this person is wearing a mask, you are going to see this disconnection or sense this disconnection in the physical world. Someone here is being pushed to make a choice. And their heartbreak is really what's pushing them with the broken heart card in the upright position. But what I'm getting from this energy is almost someone just like sitting, wallowing in that state of heartbreak, standing at that crossroads, feeling like they are being pushed to release these heavy, dense attachments in order to be able to be clear enough energetically to rise to your level, divine feminine, your level of vibration, and therefore to be able to connect with you in the physical 3D world. Because as we know, as we as a collective consciousness are ascending into this 5D new earth, as we call it, all of our connections are increasingly going to be based upon frequency. They aren't going to be able to be pushed or forced into place through physical 3D force, control, action. Everything is going to be aligned with us according to our frequency. Therefore, those with whom we share a similar core soul frequency, those that we call our soulmates, our soul family, or the one that shares an identical core soul frequency to ours, which would be a twin flame. In these cases, we are going to be increasingly aligned with these others who share similarity at the soul level. But if those soul connections, those soulmates are still artificially blocking that frequency, I'm seeing like a radio tower emitting a frequency, but if there's a blockage, a wall around that, then because we are ascending into this new earth where everything is based on frequency, where we are aligned or disaligned based on frequency, when a soulmate of ours even, or a twin flame is artificially masking that core soul frequency, we are increasingly going to see that disconnect from them, regardless of how close we are in the physical world. You could even be in a union state and living physically with a twin flame or a soulmate. And if they are choosing to artificially block their true soul frequency, you could be in the same 1,000 square foot space and feel as though you are just missing each other. You are just disconnected. This is the strange thing that we are learning in this kind of new layer of reality that we are ascending into, because in the past we were able to a certain degree, force or push into place these physical connections with others that were not aligned with us energetically. But that is no longer the case. And in fact, that is why many people have gone through separations in the last few years with a soulmate or with a twin flame, perhaps with family members, with friends. But know that these situations of separation are all symptomatic of the split that we're experiencing, and also that they can be bridged. Again, it's all about frequency. And when those others begin to peel back the layers and come back into alignment, meaning a connection between their 3D physical self and that core soul self, that core frequency as we're calling it, you will find that as you are also emanating that authentic core frequency, the two of you will be quickly and magnetically pulled together in the physical world as well. You can be pulled together faster with those who are aligned with you energetically in this new earth as well. It just doesn't just work the opposite direction when it comes to the repulsion aspect. And I know that this is a very high-level conversation we're having here in this reading. I didn't expect this to come through the reading, which means I know that many of you have been co-manifesting this information. And of course, if anything is connecting with you, or you were the one that manifested some message from this reading today, I would love to hear that from you in the comments under the video if you do feel guided to connect in the comments. Okay, so let's read more into this person who is feeling brokenhearted, being pushed to make a decision, pushed to let go negative energy. Angel of Love in the reverse position. So they perceive you as this unconditionally loving being, this very angelic energy. But even the fact they're calling you angelic means that they see you as being almost ethereal, being almost like unreal, disconnected from them, almost like a fantasy that they can't quite reach, is what I'm getting from this card. So yeah, but they sense the highly spiritual connection. You simultaneously feel unreal to them. You feel almost like ungraspable, unattainable to them. But at the same time, with the crown chakra upright, they sense that the bond the two of you share far transcends the physical. And in fact, it's pushing them to expand their perspective beyond the physical world with the World card in the reverse position. It's pushing them into an expansion that both exhilarates them and also terrifies them. I'm hearing it like intrigues them to the nth degree. You intrigue them, and yet what they feel when they're around you and how your mere presence pushes them into this expansion of their own mind is a bit overwhelming at times to their physical self. It's a bit terrifying. And in those moments, you may have seen this person actually pull away. And if that is occurring with Magician and the Mirror upright, it's for the purpose of allowing them to rebalance, to recalibrate their energy field. I'm hearing sometimes this connection may have to take breaks or have what I sometimes call timeouts when it comes to soul connections, because it gets so intense. It's almost like the two of you sometimes separate or have these periods of disconnect to fully integrate all of what you've learned on a spiritual level from each other through those moments of connection. And specifically for this person, they find that they have to, with financial constraints reversed and the heart chakra reversed, they have to address the triggers that's been brought up both in their heart space around what they're feeling emotionally, and also the triggers that have been brought up when it comes to how they see their physical 3D world. It's almost just like simply by being in your presence, Divine Feminine, by being around you, you trigger this person to perceive the world entirely differently. It begins to break down these limiting beliefs, but at times that is very energetically overwhelming to their physical human self, which might lead to these times where there have to almost be breaks, so to speak, in the physical world. Now, of course, there's never a break between you energetically, because these soul bonds are very energetically based, and that energy flow back and forth is always steady. It's always consistent. Yes, we can, from in our physical human form, artificially block some of the flow of that energy moving through us, but the bond between us is always ever present and always ever consistent. Now, I do see that you, Divine Feminine, might find that for your part, you've had to separate from this person simply to recenter yourself, because we have Angel of Balance upright, which represents you recentering yourself so that you remain self-loving, grounded in self-respect, honoring yourself. Because I feel that this person may have a tendency to trigger some of your patterns of codependency. You've healed many of these triggers and patterns, but still the energy is so intense around this person that at times it tempts you to overreach or overstep or kind of push, get back into that push energy a little bit. And whenever you feel yourself doing that, you feel guided to pull back, to withdraw your energy and your presence, to really recenter yourself, to recalibrate yourself. Again, I'm just seeing like the most intense energy between you and this person. It's like a whirlwind of energy. I'm seeing a braid, so someone might braid their hair here. I was also seeing the letters A and R earlier. Now, do keep in mind, whenever I channel very specific details, of course, these are typically meant for specific individuals, so don't worry if those details do not connect for you personally. I do see communication coming through for you, Divine Feminine, because we have the throat chakra in the upright position here. So who wants to communicate with you? Okay. It seems like the same energy for many of you, because this is someone, again, with the envy card upright and attachment card reversed. Someone who's feeling unfulfilled because they're perceiving themselves as being left out of your life. Someone who is in the process of releasing very dense attachments. These could be karmic energies around them. You may have felt some of these dense attachments that caused you to almost feel energetically stifled in some way, because your soul had expanded out of negative attachments and had moved into this lighter energy, whereas this person was still, I'm just seeing like someone chained to, metaphorically, of course, some kind of karmic cycle, pattern, or situation that they had to address on their own. And we have the Magician and the Mirror upright telling me once again, this very well could be a twin flame connection, because this is one of my top 2 twin flame cards. But I also see this card indicating this person is in the process of coming into balance. Now, I do want to know what attachments this person is releasing. And right as I said that, we have adjacent possibilities in the upright position. So this person has a lot of fears around you, Divine Feminine, opening yourself to other options and possibilities. In a sense, it triggers some of their own limiting beliefs around what is possible for them spiritually, related to how they approach life, how they approach their work or financial situation, possibly how they approach relationships. It's like this person has been, I'm hearing very by the book. This could be someone who tends to be more conservative minded or traditional minded when it comes to finances, when it comes to work. They might even be a bit kind of stifling at times, or their energy might feel that way because they see the word rigid. That's what I was trying to think of, that word rigid. It's like in the past, this person may have had a very rigid way of viewing work, life, finances, relationships, and you broke their mind open with Goddess of the Moon upright. I'm hearing to things they never thought they would be open to. Now, this will differ, of course, depending on you and your circumstances. For many of them, I see that you open their mind to spiritual things, whereas they may have I'm hearing them say in their words, never believed in this kind of stuff before. And you may be sensing the change in this person, sensing that their mind is opening to spiritual and esoteric things, to their true nature as a soul. But I feel that if you're sensing this, you may be sensing it subconsciously, but not really hearing that communicated yet from this person. And that might be part of what they want to communicate with you as well. Like, hey, I'm looking into some of these spiritual things that I heard you talk about, or that I knew you were interested in, things I never thought I would believe possible. But I'm not sharing this with anyone, is what I'm getting from that person, because we have all tied up. They're very closed-mouthed, so to speak, about it. Now, with the World card reversed, once again, I see almost like this person has been a little bit afraid of their own expansion, like their soul made a contract to meet you to undergo this next level of expansion, but their human ego self artificially kind of stepped in and stifled that expansion, whereas you, Divine Feminine, went with the wave of expansion. So now there may have been this separation because you went with the expansion that this connection catalyzed you to. And this person was supposed to go with you, but their human self stepped in with these fears, with these doubts, with what would happen if we let go of everything that we've ever known. This is a very strange and powerful energy coming through this reading. We do have the Victory card and also Walking Away. And the Yin Yang card reversed as well. So what I'm getting here is someone may be having a breakthrough when it comes to walking away from something, particularly with the masculine coming through here who's connected to you. I see them once again being at that crossroads but then finally making some kind of a choice or a decision to walk away from something that's been weighing them down or no longer serving them. With yin yang reversed, I also see that walking away from this thing, person, or situation involves them really stepping into their awakened masculine energy, stepping into that strong, confident, empowered, balanced leadership kind of energy. Whereas I feel in the past, they really had been more in an unhealed masculine energy where they were afraid to take action, where they were afraid to make positive choices for themselves in their life, to step up as that leader of their life. Now, many of you divine feminines, I'm getting, may also be connecting with this on the internal plane. So you might be finding that you are making these positive choices and decisions for yourself or your life, really showing up as that leader of your life, drawing upon that masculine essence and energy that's within all of us to really self-support, to support you and your life. I'm hearing to create a foundation for you, your life, your work, your business, whatever it is that will support you in this powerful next phase that is unfolding for you in divine timing with the Patience card. This is my divine timing card. Now let's see what card just flew out of the deck. Rest and rejuvenation reversed. So someone feeling either unusually energized, I'm getting like bursts of energy, potentially followed by periods of time where they're very tired, or someone who is having difficulty sleeping because something is on their mind. So can I get more information about this? Deceit in the reverse position. Okay, so someone is really coming into alignment with their truth here, and this is either what's leading to these bursts of energy during which they may be inspired to take action, or this is in some sense keeping them up at night or getting them up in the morning. It seems to be affecting their sleep cycle or their sleep schedule in some way, or their level of energy. So this could be you, divine feminine, but this also could be a masculine that you are connected to, a person you're connected to. I feel that you, divine feminine, might be feeling randomly inspired to take action either in the middle of the night, or you might awaken in the morning feeling really inspired to something. This could be towards a passion, a project, an idea, a business idea, creating something. I'm hearing inspired at unusual times. So if you aren't yet experiencing this, don't be surprised if this does begin happening to you. This could also be a predictive message for some of you listening. So in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, we will be diving deeper into these messages. So we'll be talking about what is going on between you, divine feminine, and this masculine I see deeply spiritually connected to your energy, how this person is releasing heavy dynamics around themselves that you may have sensed in the past that may have even led to some kind of physical separation. We'll also be channeling into messages from your spirit guides, because I feel you coming into this very powerful phase of your life. Divine timing seems strongly at play here, which tells me that things you've been manifesting, desiring to create for a long time are right on that brink of manifestation into physical form, or soon will be at that point. You might even be seeing the beginning evidence of this in your physical life as well. So all of that will be channeled into more deeply in the extended Patreon reading. So if you would like to join our beautiful soul tribe on Patreon, the link to that is in the pinned comment and description box under the video. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love. Have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you again in Monday's reading.